dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky. This is WYMT Mountain News Weekend Edition.
Good evening, I'm Madison Carmouche. A bill in the Kentucky House of Representatives aims to combat human trafficking in the Commonwealth. House Bill 3 was introduced in Frankfort on February 26 and is currently waiting to be picked up by a committee. Jessica Umbro tells us what this bill does and what an expert in the field says it's about.
House Bill 3 is sponsored by 6 Republicans, including Majority Caucus Chair Suzanne Miles. She told me this bill builds on prior human trafficking related legislation.
We needed to do a little bit of cleanup to kind of keep moving forward to protect Kentuckians.
House Bill 3 would expand the definition of human trafficking and gives the Office of the Attorney General the ability to form a working group to address all aspects of it.
We continue to circle back to that and see what tools they need to make sure that they can charge these people, go after these people with the fullest extent of the law.
The Kentucky Statewide Human Trafficking Task Force's 2024 report provided recommendations to improve state anti-trafficking work.
These sorts of things aren't necessarily what most of the public thinks about that are important for human trafficking. We often think about law enforcement or helping survivors.
Asbury University professor Dr. Glenn Hardin says the bill seems to follow a few of the recommendations, like increasing the capability for comprehensive anti-trafficking work and focusing on proactive law enforcement efforts. Dr. Hardin also says combating human trafficking goes beyond law enforcement.
They also include people who are working with survivors. They include healthcare workers, education, academics. There's a whole realm of different sectors that are involved in anti-trafficking work in Kentucky.
In 2020, Representative Miles was also a co-sponsor of House Bill 2, which added offenses to what qualifies as a sex crime. It passed both chambers unanimously, and Governor Andy Beshear signed it. She said she has a similar feeling about House Bill 3.
This is one of those topics that anyone and everybody is very supportive, except for the criminals that are involved in it.
Another part of House Bill 3 that Representative Miles says is important is making sure trafficking victims know the resources available, including requiring places like hotels, bus stations, and airports to post signs with that information.
If you or someone you know is a victim of human trafficking, there is a hotline that you can reach out to. That number is at the bottom of your screen. It's 888-373-7888. Community members got the chance to stock up on essential supplies courtesy of a college all the way from North Carolina and their partners. Warren Wilson College partnered with Conscious Alliance to donate food items as well as laundry detergent and light bulbs to families dealing with hardships. Conscious Alliance Director Catherine Burleson, one of the things that made the event special is seeing all of the community support from students and local people from the area.
I'm so impressed and love it. Like, they're spending their spring break to do this, and they signed up to do it, and yeah, it's amazing. And then today, just there's like local kids, local youth helping out, and I just got some photos of them unloading the truck, and it warms my heart so much because this is what we need to be doing more of.
You can learn more about today's community donation event by checking out our website at WYMT.com. The Kentucky Injury Prevention and Research Center recently released new findings on the suicide risks among Kentucky veterans. The center conducts research on a multitude of topics, including those who have faced trauma like combat veterans. Dr. Sabrina Brown, a researcher with the center, tells us data shows the majority of Kentucky veterans turning to suicide are white men in their 40s that live in rural areas.
Veterans make up about 8% of the adult population in the state for the study's time period, and their representation among suicide deaths was disproportionate, though. They were at over 13%.
If you are a veteran or know that one that is struggling, you can call 988. After a multi-car crash and a terrifying rescue over the Ohio River yesterday, the Clark Memorial Bridge in Louisville is back open tonight. The crash left a semi-truck dangling over the river and hospitalized one person. The bridge reopened to traffic just after 5 this evening in a partial reopening. The Kentucky Transportation Cabinet began inspecting the bridge last night and reports that while the bridge is structurally sound and safe for vehicle travel, the pedestrian sidewalk on both sides of the bridge will remain closed.
Most of the damage was confined to the sidewalk structure, which is the supporting part that's only used for the pedestrians, not the vehicular traffic. This is not expected to be a long-term closure, and we will provide more details as we have our repair plans and the actual construction takes place.
It is not currently known when permanent repairs will take place. KYTC plans to use an existing contractor to make those repairs. In the meantime, pedestrians are asked to use a different bridge to cross the Ohio River. Today, fire departments across the country are watching that rescue video back, asking their own crews what they'd do if they were on that scene. The Lexington Fire Department says they have to be prepared for everything. When Captain Dustin Whited saw that semi-truck dangling off of Louisville's Clark Memorial Bridge, he says he sent the link to his crews, telling them to think about what they would do in that situation.
The entire country today is better at making a rescue off a bridge because Louisville Fire Department did it.
Captain Whited tells WKYT the Lexington Fire Department does have the equipment to do what the Louisville Fire Department had to do yesterday. We'll be right back.